Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the AVS show. You're watching me in the TV. Go ahead and subscribe subscribe. Click on it. All right. And also go on our Instagram page, the AVS show, and follow us as well. And guess who is back? Miss Bridget is back, y'all. So she came, you guys loved her, she loved it.
Yes.
So guess what? She is back and she's gonna be with us for the rest of the week. Are you ready, honey?
I'm always ready.
Yeah. All right, so let's dig in. We're gonna talk about some few topics that has been going, blowing up on the blogs. So I don't know if you guys heard this story, but Rwanda President Paul, that's his name, right? Paul.
Yeah. Paul whatever.
The Rwanda president shut down multiple churches in Rwanda in bid of more control. So basically, this is what happened. He said that there's too many churches in Rwanda and not enough factories and schools and hospitals. So he was like, "What is going on? Why are there so many churches at every corner?" So he shut down a lot of church, So he, in the bid of more control. So what do you guys think about this? Is this?
Listen. First of all, we need to give this man like a round of applause.
Okay, speak for yourself.
Like everybody.
Yes.
Speak for yourself.
For the record, his name is Paul Kagame.
Kagame, yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
So he's a genius. Christianity, a religion, churches are dumbing down the brains of Africans.
Oh.
Yes,
Wow.
he's dumbing down the brains of Africans because he has a good point. And I'm glad that he came from the angle of why so many churches, not enough factories. Yes, because they're selling the prosperity doctrine to so many people, asking them to bring the little money that they have, the crumbs, just to come and roll at the altar, and then magic is going to happen. But if you know what God is really about, you know that that's not how it works. You need to put your back into it, put some effort into it. All this, there are too many fake pastors out there. Of course, the Bible already warns about that, but then Africans take it to the next level with their razzmatazz and just fooling ignorant people. These are people that are basically illiterate. They're basically unexposed. Do you understand? Uneducated. They don't know any better. So when some pastor stands in front of them and sells them a dream, they're going to take it and fly, and it's usually to their own detriment. Do you understand? So I am all in support of this. Okay. Right? When Martin Luther had the revolution and gave everybody to buy the Bible to read for themselves, broke away from the Catholic Church, it was for you to enlighten yourself. You need a relationship with God. You open the Bible by yourself and get that. You don't need somebody else. That's why Jesus died on the cross. You don't need someone else to come and tell you about Jesus. You don't need somebody else to facilitate a conversation between you and God. I believe everybody can do it for themselves. What we need to do collectively is working on how we're going to empower each other and uplift each other outside of the church, because I don't see how much community service churches are giving out.
Yeah.
Do you understand? If churches were back in the day, in fact, when missionaries used to come to Africa, they will start school. They will start a center. Do you understand? They will add something to the community as they are giving you Christianity. But then everybody opens up a church on every corner and they're taking away from the community rather than empowering it.
I understand what you're saying. When this news broke, it got a lot of mixed reactions. So there are people that definitely do second what you're saying. But then the other part is the human rights are also accusing the president of clamping down the freedom of expression.
Exactly.
Because people really come to a crossroad in their life, and what really saves them is the church. I mean, listen, for some people, the church do save them. This is my opinion on this. Why are there so many little church everywhere? Why can't all like in one area, in one neighborhood, all the church come together to build like a big church? Because listen, according to my research and some of the research that I did, they have churches like Run for Your Life International Chapel, Helicopter of Christ, like all these little churches. What is going on?
Ministry.
Like all this crazy church. So I think yes, I understand where he was coming from. Build more factories, build more schools. Where are the hospitals? You know what I mean? And focus on some of those things. This is just like, yeah. What do you think about it?
I think that I'm in between, because while I agree with Adair in the fact that
they're misleading some people.
Yes, and that we do need to sort of maybe invest more in our individual relationships with Christ. Exactly. But I'm also like, I don't agree with government mixing with church. You know what I'm saying? I think that there should be a line in between that, because when you're connecting them, then people find ways to connect them for everything. So then it might even backfire. And people are then sort of saying, well, if government has involved itself in the church before, why can't it involve itself in other with other matters?
Right.
You know?
I think government steps in when things are getting out of control. And I think only then is it necessary. And for things like church in Africa, it is very necessary. And then I give Paul Kagame this one and Rwanda this one because he has a hold over his country. Do you understand? He's doing things. You can see progress. They're improving. Like, if it's in Nigeria that they're coming to do this, I'll be like, you guys should focus on other problems. Like, fix yourself first before you talk about it.
Yeah.
But Rwanda, they're on a clear path somewhere. Do you understand? He's trying to clean things up. He's trying to set things in motion. So for him to do this, I do think when you're stepping in, for him to step in, you have to have seen that this is an epidemic.
Right.
Do you understand?
Right.
There's a problem, and it's kind of like a social awareness. Do you understand? Like, it's like the way the government takes on war on drugs. Do you understand?
Yes.
This is like war on
religion,
war on brainwashing. That's what I'm going to call it. Do you understand?
Do you think that's really going to solve the problem?
I don't.
I don't think so, because sometimes you might think there's an epidemic, but sometimes these leaders make decisions based on personal feelings or how they feel about this thing. Well, first of all, we don't know if he's a Christian, because if he was a Christian, I don't think he would take that decision. But first of all,
that's a good point.
Churches are not sponsored by the government. So church used to be religion, but now we know church is religion and a business. We all understand that. But the fact that he decides to close churches because he feels that people are being brainwashed and says that they should build more schools, that is not going to solve the problem.
He's just saying there's too many of them going on. There's so many.
It's just like saying there's too many kiosks on one road. We should have one kiosk on the road.
Oh, that's also a problem. Yeah, that's what many schools ask me.
Or there are too many schools on one street. We should have one school. At the end of the day, the church is not sponsored by the government. There's a line, like you say, between them. I don't
and they
think
need to separate.
Right.
All right, Rwanda, good luck on that. We're going to move on to Naomi Campbell is back in the news, and Odera is going to take over.
Yes. So, as you guys know, Naomi Campbell attended a Rise Fashion Week in Lagos.
Yes,
slaying the catwalk, slaying the president, you know.
Taking photos.
Yeah, of course, she's a queen in the fashion industry, so whatever she says, people are listening attentively. And she said Africa needs its own Vogue. She said there's a lot going on in the continent, especially with what she saw. A Rise Fashion Week had 45 designers from 14 different countries. It was really lit, and she felt inspired. She's like, they just did Vogue Arabia. If they could do Vogue Arabia, they can do Vogue Africa. But sis got some clapback on social media.
Really?
From a number of people saying, first of all, Africa is not one. How many other people have just one continent Vogue? Do you understand? So it's Vogue America, Vogue British Vogue,
the African
Vogue
countries
Japan.
need Vogues.
Yeah, countries need. So she's like, there people were like, you're lumping us up. Africa has different, different countries. One, a lot of people said, instead of Vogue, there are a lot of publishers, African magazines that are trying. Why are we not uplifting them?
That's fair.
To be Vogue level? Like, why do we need a Vogue to validate our fashion when we're doing our fashion on our own? Why can't our magazines do that? So, what do you guys think?
Well, I think it's a good idea. Sorry to be on the opposite, because it's good to uplift the African companies and the African magazines that are already doing well. But think of it, when you have a global appeal and a global acceptance, you have a larger audience. So it's only normal, business-wise, when you shift to a certain group of people, you will still make an impact. Just like Forbes. We have Forbes America. We also have Forbes Africa. So her idea is not selfish. She's not the owner of Vogue. It's just a thought process. And I think it makes sense, because it's going to also expose our culture, the real culture, to the other world. Because a lot of people kind of interpret our culture their own way. In their own side, thinking that is what it is. But if there's a Vogue Africa magazine that is already existing from the Vogue company, it will also be a faster market to reach out to other people. I just think
Listen, I don't need Naomi Campbell to tell me what Africa needs, okay? I don't need you. Stay in your lane, know your place, earn your spot.
Hey.
Yes, I don't need her telling us what... I don't need her telling us what we do.
She's a black,
She's not
proud
African.
black
Pretty.
woman.
Has she been through what we have been through as Africans?
sorry.
No, she hasn't. I don't need her telling us what we need. We Africans need a lot of stuff. Vogue is not one of them. There are great magazines out there that needs to go global, like Glam Africa, Read Fashion Magazine, True Love Magazine. We don't need Vogue and all of that. They always steal our stuff and don't give us credit. Example, I know I love Beyonce. Beyonce will have a world tour and not tour Africa. We don't need them. We don't need them. We need to invest in our own shit. Like Glam Africa, like I mentioned before, so it can go global and not focus on Vogue this and Vogue that. Let them have it, and that's my opinion on that. Check that.
Okay, no, I actually...
You're confused.
I'm a bit confused.
Tell us how you feel about it.
Business. I was looking at it from the business side. You understand? So no vex.
There are pros to both. Like, okay, so if we were to go with the idea that we're going forward with this Vogue Africa, first of all, I don't know how I feel about separating the countries. I don't think I'm a Pan-Africanist. Like, I wouldn't define myself as that. But I think with fashion, it's hard to find authenticity. We all blend together. We are all influenced by what we're all doing. So it's kind of hard to say, are we separating fabrics? Only this country does this fabric or whatever. We can highlight which country these specific things are coming out of, but there's no need, I don't think, to separate them completely unless it's like smaller magazines, specified to that country. But I think that if we're doing a Vogue Africa, we need to only employ people from the continent. You need to put those people in positions of power.
Smart.
And I also agree with you because there's this trend going on where we like to refer to things as like the Ghanaian version, the Ghana Beyonce, or like we're always referencing back to Western culture, and that's a problem. And we do need to get our own things on the map. I would prefer doing that before Vogue got involved. Because I think that if a Vogue started, we would never take off the way that we need to. You know?
And if, like you said, they will set the rules and everything, and to affect our exposure and the decisions we want to make with regards to the culture.
Yeah, because I don't really get, because sometimes Vogue picks things as the trend of the year, and those things, we've been doing it. We've been doing it for years and years and years. So I think they need to stay in their lane. I can have it. I don't read it anyway, so whatever. I go with my own trend. I don't follow what Vogue says. All right. So we're gonna move on to the next topic, and who has the next topic? You too, Bridget. What is going on, Bridget?
That would be me. We're gonna talk about Visa Bay. My sis from Zimbabwe. So, fashion blogger Rutendo Tishiwangani.
Yeah, Tishiwangai.
Tishiwangai. Okay.
Tishiwangai.
She went online. She's a YouTuber and she's a fashion blogger on Instagram and all of that. She went online recently and essentially told her followers that she's about to get deported. From the UK. From the UK back to Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people did. A lot of people did. She was asking essentially for donations. She created a GoFundMe or whatever it was, some sort of personal page to accept donations to help her apply for a visa. She was crying. It was this whole thing.
For a visa?
For a visa.
Okay.
But she, as you can imagine, received a lot of backlash. People were sort of like, well, you live a lavish lifestyle, it seems. I mean, your pictures, you're with designer bags.
Look at
you
that
have
picture.
these fancy dresses. She's beautiful. I mean, her weave is laid, laid for the gods. So they're like,
Laid
why?
for the gods.
Yes. So why? And I want to know what you guys think.
See, this is the problem. This is the problem.
I'm already laughing.
No, this is the problem I have with these Instagram thoughts, these Instagram models, these vloggers, these people.
You didn't need
No,
to.
I'm not referring
You
to her.
didn't
I'm just
need
referring to the rest out there that always live beyond their means, and they show off and they're trying to impress people. Now, when you are really in need, I'm not going to believe you're behind.
True.
Because it's like you always wearing fancy stuff. But what we also have to understand is most of these things are stolen. Most of this, excuse me.
Most of these things, they wear them with the price tag.
Excuse me. Are we going to pretend as if it's not true? If you're going to sit on this, we have to be real. Most of these things that these vloggers wear are stolen. H&M is looking for them. Forever 21 are looking for them. Gucci is looking for them. And it's like now, now you have it's true. It's true. So because it doesn't make sense when you're wearing buying all these name brands, but you can't afford to get a visa, to afford your visa. Shame on you, girl. Tell us what really is the truth. What is going on? What really is the tea?
Wait,
I'm not are y'all donating? Because I'm not going to be donating to this.
Of course not. I have my rent to pay.
It's true. I just want to offer a disclaimer. She explained that all of the things that she has, she's been given due to collaborations with these different companies. And most of the
me too.
I did too. That's so.
And most of the most of the bags that she's been seen with have also been, you know, friends. They kind of just worked for the picture. She kind of just went to locations. This is not the lifestyle she actually had. She actually said that she wasn't able to get a job because of her immigration status. So because of that, she took to the fashion blogging because, you know, social media has allowed for that. And that's when she got into it. And she's good at it, as we can see.
Odera, what's going on? Because I know you're thinking about something.
I'm thinking. So I'm just wondering. So all this Instagramming, this vlogging, so it's not lucrative.
Exactly.
It's sad. Yes, but
So
that's
it's
what
not
it's.
lucrative. And I'm
that's
here
what it
thinking,
looks
I was
like.
thinking that I'm going to start vlogging so I can,
make
so I
this
can
money.
upgrade my lifestyle. But apparently, it's not paying off. So that's what's painful to me, right? You know, I think we had a conversation about what people back home think about what people living abroad are doing. Think about the lifestyles that they're living. Do you understand? So she's developed this persona, she's developed this image, and then it boils down to it. She can't even afford to sponsor her own visa. You know, and this is a reality. Listen, with what you're saying, the disclaimer you've given, it's obvious that she's actually not making enough money. Whether I believe she can pay for a visa, I'm still, the verdict's still out on that. I'm not really sure about that. But coming back to it, it's actually an actual reality that Africans in diaspora face. Things are not as easy as it seems. There's a lot of light shining on your face. You're seeing light. We can charge our phone 24/7. All of that, but then when serious things come about, we really can't. A lot of people cannot handle it. So I think this should also be a lesson to Africans back home. Do you understand? Like they'll be like, so
send
you're
me something now. You don't forget me.
Do you understand? So this is gonna be like a real story. Like, wow. So you could be abroad and be broke. You know, but then for her, I mean, she's gorgeous.
No, but the next picture is not really gorgeous. She's crying.
Let's see the next picture. What is going on in the next picture?
She's crying in the next picture, begging for the
She's still gorgeous. She still had time to do her eyebrows. She still had time to do her eyebrows.
But Timani, what do you think? What is going on?
God forgive me, I don't want to be rude, but I'm not going to spend $1 on this girl. Because fine, there's a lot of us abroad, and people think that all is well. Whereas all is not well. But it still has to do with the image you're putting in front of them. She hasn't put... Do you know anything about her social media following?
I don't
But I know she has a lot of following.
She does.
So she has been putting that image out there to people, making them believe that life is bliss. And all of a sudden, you're crying in a video and asking us for visa money. First of all, I don't even understand. When you're already there, do you get another visa again? What do you mean by visa money? Because that's what she said. And then she started...
Her time is up. She gotta go.
No, she wants to extend her visa, I think.
Good
and
luck.
then she starts a GoFundMe page and she expects us. We have not finished giving people that have cancer. People that have tumors. People that have surgery to do.
We haven't finished sending our family back home money.
Where is she from again?
She's from Zimbabwe.
I think this is just a lemon, and I think she should make lemonade out of this. She can still go back to... No, seriously.
You can
go back.
No, go back to your country. No, seriously. And start something. I think you have a huge following.
Do you see the fear her face?
No, listen, you have a huge following.
I don't want to go.
You have a huge internet following. It's not like when you go back to your country, the followers are going to vanish, you know?
Do you see I feel like I can see the terror in her. It's like, oh my God, don't send me back, y'all. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Guess what, girl? Stop packing.
But it's a big depression, like when you finally travel to another country with great dreams and great hopes to finally make it, and then somehow your time is almost up and you haven't even made it. So that fear is on her. But who cares?
You should have been on the low then.
I care.
You should have been on...
I care.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, you're so young.
Well, guess what, Bridget? She's going back.
No, She actually got the money raised.
Wait, she got the money?
She got the
How
money. I think they were asking somewhere around, I know it was around almost 3,000 UK.
Wow.
Whatever the currency in
pounds.
pounds. Yeah, 3,000 pounds in order to reapply.
But she's beautiful. What do
But
you expect?
listen, I just want to say something. I don't think that it's fair that we have a particular picture of what someone deserving of help looks like. I think that life comes at you fast. And when I saw her, even you can be mad at her for her irresponsibility, but you can still relate because it could have been any one of us. And just because you look good doesn't disqualify you from help. You know what I'm saying? And
let me come in, because now you're making me feel bad. Now you're making me feel bad. So let me come in. The thing is, it comes to the point where you have choices. There are people that don't have a choice and don't have other opportunities. She does. So I'm not going to sit here and feel sorry for her. We're going to move on to the next topic.
Thank you.
What do you have?
After all, Igbo Toxi, anybody abroad is open to opportunities. Thank you. So the next topic is interesting as well. Abel Tesfaye, popularly known as The Weeknd.
You mean my husband?
Can I finish?
Drop the news.
Everybody's your husband.
Drop the news. What's going on?
Abel Tesfaye, popularly known as The Weeknd, without an E in the end, is suing anybody for the trademark of the name Starboy.
Foolishness.
Starboy.
Foolishness.
And this is going to affect Nigerians' very own Starboy. Wizkid, that we have always known for so many years.
So many years.
Even before we knew The Weeknd.
After Weeknd lost that hairstyle, he lost his mind as well.
I blame Selena Gomez.
Seriously.
I blame Selena Gomez.
And after he tasted that noodle from Selena Gomez, he started going crazy.
Noodle.
So this is the problem I have with these Western people when they think they are entitled to everything.
Yes.
in the world.
Know your roots.
Exactly.
Wizkid has been out since and now you are coming and saying what?
Because Wizkid just managed to grace you people on this side of the hemisphere.
Exactly.
Yes.
He just managed to bring his presence here.
Tell them.
My husband wants to. I just need to talk to him. And
That's
let
very
him know how
disrespectful.
it's going.
Please talk to
Like,
him. No, actually, because he actually angered me when he came out with the song Starboy. Because
In
first of all,
2016,
in
just
2016,
yeah.
I don't. So this is how I feel. When it comes to cultural appropriation, I don't think I can tell somebody don't get your hair braided or whatever. Do you? But know your history. Know where it comes from.
And give credit.
Give credit.
Yes.
Give credit.
Yes.
If you named the song Starboy, you didn't acknowledge where you probably heard it from.
But can we say maybe he didn't know at all?
But that's also a problem.
Oh.
Because if you're going to open a lawsuit, Google.
Once you put the word Starboy in Google, you see
Wizkid
Wizkid.
comes up first.
Wizkid has been doing it with Drake. You have no excuse.
Yeah.
No excuse.
Overall, another reason why I feel like he can't claim not to know. You know he signed to OVO.
Drake. One Dance. Drake and Wizkid have done songs
So
even
this
before
is
that
my
album
point.
came
Like
out.
even if he hasn't crossed paths with Wizkid, there's no. You want to tell me that you hear your Baba, your guy is doing a song with one Nigerian. You're not on Google like who be this one? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like
No,
he
actually,
can't tell me that he doesn't know. So baby, I'm gonna need you to stop embarrassing us.
Okay.
And not do this, please,
Yes.
because
Yes.
I get it. I understand. I know that you're a star boy within, but you're not this.
You are not the Starboy.
All right.
So, okay.
No, seriously, he needs a C. Can we give him a C? Because I do this thing on the
C
ABS
minus.
show. When people are acting up like this, I give them several C's. So the Weeknd, we're going to give you a C right
Yes.
here, okay?
Yes.
Sit down. You are not the originator
Relax.
of Starboy.
I still love you,
Relax.
No.
But let me just
yeah,
throw
well,
a
whatever.
little light on the reason for this recent aggravation. So there is one realtor called Ayman Talasazan. This Ayman needs more seats than The Weeknd. So this man privately tried to get a trademark over the name Starboy because he has been trying to get names like that. He has done that for Running Through the Six and Straight Out of Bumpton.
Whoa.
He's a realtor. I don't know why he needs those names. So he was trying to get a trademark for Starboy in America, and then somehow the lawyers contacted this, what's his name, The Weeknd, and then The Weeknd told his lawyer that they have to sue and own the international trademark of the name Starboy.
Starboy.
So
And I
that
think
was how it all
this
started.
should also be a lesson to a lot of people out there to educate themselves on licensing their stuff
Yes,
and
exactly.
trademarking it.
So
That way,
important.
things like this don't happen
Don't
to
happen,
them.
right.
You know.
Yes.
Bridget, you did an awesome job today. Thank you so much for being here and having this conversation with us.
Yes.
And also let us know in the comments your thoughts on these topics. Okay, Bridget, come back.
I
She's going to be back. Until next time, you're watching the AVS show. This is Mina TV. Bye.
Thanks for watching. And if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.